Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get to know the student-athletes of Brigham Young University in a player profile segment here on your Cougar Insider Radio Network, ESPN 960.
Welcome back, Cougar Sports, ESPN 960. This is Cougar Country. I'm Nick, broadcasting live from our OrthoPros of Utah studios, orthoprosofutah.com. If you're in need of durable medical equipment, orthopedic or sports medicine devices, hit us up at OrthoPros of Utah. We can provide that for you to stay doing and move and doing the things that you love. 801-400-5318. That's 801-400-5318. Sean Walker, KSL.com, by my side. It is time for a player profile segment. Effort to get Elijah Crawford on the line, that one of the newest players on this BYU men's basketball roster. It's a star-studded cast, no doubt. Dallin Hall, Trey Stewart, Dawson Baker, Trevin Nell, Richie Saunders, Yegor Demon, the Brody Kozlowski, Mawat Mag, Fusini Traore, Kebaketa, and Elijah Crawford. How do you feeling about this roster right now, Sean Walker? Just real quick, 11 scholarships allocated.
Yeah, it's the type of recruiting class that hasn't been done in a long time, I think, at BYU, with essentially three 4-star commits, another guy who will be a 4 or 5-star commit once he goes through the recruiting apparatus, in Yegor Demon as well in there. The early return on the Kevin Young investment right now, just from a recruiting perspective, has been nothing short of a home run.
No doubt about it. We have one of the prime prospects that's going to be impacting this roster this next season. Originally committed to Stanford, decommits, received his release from his national letter of intent. He's a 4-star guard out of Brewster Academy. Let's welcome in Elijah Crawford to the show. Elijah, how the heck are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm good, man. How are you?
Living right, man. Pleasure, a blessing having you on our airwaves, man. One of the most underrated guards in the country per multiple sources, and obviously your coach Brandon Dunson loves your skill set. Do you feel a little bit like that? Like you're one of the most, even though highly rated, 4-star recruit. Do you feel like you're underrated maybe the national rankings, etc.?
Yeah, I do actually, but I don't really get into that because I know what I'm gonna do. I know how hard I'm gonna work to get where I want to get. So, but yeah, I most definitely do.
Who is I like the chip on the shoulder mentality, because I feel like that thirst, that hunger, that drive is indelible in the greats, right? MJ had it, Tom Brady has it. And so I do think a little bit of chip on the shoulder is actually really healthy if you moderate it properly. And so when did kind of the chip on the shoulder develop for you?
I would say maybe when I got to high school. No, middle school. Around 6th, 7th grade. That's when I started taking it really serious. And I was, actually when I was younger, I was still one of the top players in the country when it came to rankings and stuff like that. But I always felt like I was better than this person. I always wanted to go harder than that person. That's just my competitive spirit.
You need that, and I love that, because the greats have it. They harness it, they maximize it. So give me your skill set real quick, Elijah. I've actually watched your film. I've read all this different scouting reports on your skill set. But when you watch your film, what do you see that you like? And what do you need to improve upon, when you get to BYU?
I like just the way I come off screens. I feel like I do that really well. I think I make the right plays. And I think that's what I really like about my game, like my probe and the way I'm holding the defender off, the help side steps up, throw the lob to the big, I really love doing that. And I would say something I feel like I can work on is probably when I come off the screen, get ready to just pop the three.
Yeah,
I shot 46% for three this year, but a lot of them were catch and shoot. So I feel like, just being able to come off the screen and put the defenders on their heels and then pop the three.
Well, you see that in your film a lot. You developed at Brewster Academy. We had your head coach on. He had some really just a great breakdown of your skill set and how you developed over the last year. What do you think Kevin Young and his new coaching staff is going to be able to provide as far as a schematic architecture for you to thrive in?
I mean, I think the offense will be great. Like, I think it'll be more so like a spread offense, NBA-style offense. I mean, we're surrounded by so many guys that coach at the highest level you can coach at. I mean, it's no better than that. So I feel as if, like, Coach Young, he'll put me in the right position to win because, like, he's been there. He's been at the highest level. He's worked with the best guys, and his resume is just unbelievable as well. So.
Elijah, welcome to BYU. Welcome to P-Town as well. I've seen on social media you've already felt a little bit of love of hashtag Cougar Nation and the like. But
yeah, it was crazy.
I want to get a little bit into your journey to BYU because you're formerly a Stanford commit. You
Right.
took looks at Kansas, Florida, Louisville, Wake Forest, a bunch of other schools around there. What kind of interests you in BYU, and how did you first get to BYU? And maybe this is an opportunity to see how much of an influence did assistant coach Brandon Dunson kind of help you navigate that journey recently to BYU?
Honestly, he was a huge reason. I mean, he's the one who recruited me along with Coach Haas to Stanford. So we already had a great relationship. He always told me he always told me like the best situation for me. So I just feel like he's a real guy. He's not gonna lie to me. He's gonna just give me the real, and we just built that strong, genuine connection over time. So as soon as I decommitted, he was one of the first guys I reached out. He reached out. So it was just like, come on, let's do it together. Come on. That's how it was.
It's important to have that belief system, right, and that trust built up over a long time. Like, if I always look at it as like a pie chart of accountability here, and obviously I'd imagine that Brandon Dunson takes up a big part of that pie, right? I don't know if it's 75% or 100%, like why he came to BYU, but I imagine it's a big part of why you're in Provo, right?
Yes.
So, what is
guy.
it? Yeah, that's your dude. That's your guy. What did you know about BYU prior, though? Before Brandon was recruiting you and trying to bring you into Provo, what did you know about BYU?
Actually, last year I got a few to watch BYU play. I watched them play when they played, the big upset on Kansas. That was a great game. Baylor. I watched those. I watched the big games, but since before I got on campus, I didn't really know much. I didn't know how beautiful it was out there. So once I came on campus, I was like, yeah, this place is beautiful.
There's a bit of a pipeline building with football in Georgia. Now, we haven't had that in the past. We haven't had it. Have you been able to connect with any of the Georgia boys on that football team yet?
Yeah, I have.
Who have you gotten to know?
Keith.
Nice. Yeah. Is he any good at basketball? Have you guys hooped at all yet?
No. I haven't got on campus yet.
Oh, okay. You haven't got it, but you just talked on the phone.
I'll be on campus Friday.
Okay. Well, we'll see you on campus here shortly, Sean.
Well, Elijah, going from Augusta, Georgia to Provo, Utah is definitely one thing. But how does a kid from Augusta, Georgia, wind up in, I'm going to butcher this name of the city where you're at, but Woolsboro, New Hampshire, I guess, and Brewster Academy? What was kind of the decision that you took to bet on yourself and go to Brewster, and do you feel like it's paid off?
Oh, yeah, big time. I mean, Coach Lee, Coach Smith. Coach Smith, his resume is crazy. He has 8 national championships, 7 national championships. And he told me off rip, he wanted me to come in and run the show with the ball. So, he's also a great coach, and I had nothing bad to say about him. He's a great guy. And he'll get on you when he needs to. He's just a great guy. And Coach Lee, he's also amazing.
Yeah.
Have you been able to get to know your teammates, the roster you're going to be playing with this next season, Elijah, there at BYU?
Yeah, I met a couple of the guys when I came on campus. I met Mike Gallen. So I met a good few of the guys being on campus.
Have you seen some of the recent commitments, a couple of the transfers, a potential lottery pick next year, Igor?
Oh, yeah.
What was your reaction to some of this news?
Hey, I mean, I kind of get to, before you guys, but
yeah,
I feel like we're going to be great next year. I was excited. I was pumped. I just feel like we're going to be great next year.
A lot of talent there. And it also provides a ton of competition. You got to get better. You got to get better in practice, right? Like, not everybody likes that, but one of the reasons why I like your mindset. I listened to the BYU Sports Nation. I've listened to a few of your other interviews, and you want to get better in practice. You need good competition to get better in practice.
100%. That's 100% true. I mean, because you want practices to be harder than the game. So when you get in the game, it'll just come a little easier. So you want to go at each other hard every day and try to get your opposition teammate, whoever's checking you, doing whatever. You want to, give them your best. So when you get in the game, it'll be a breeze, especially with all the talent that we have.
Elijah, outside of hoop, what do you like to do? What are the extracurriculars?
I mean, I don't really play the game. I like to. What do I like to do? I like to go outside, play with my family, like play football, baseball here and there. I was really good at baseball.
Why didn't you pursue baseball or football? It seems like you were pretty good at it.
Yeah, I mean, baseball, I don't know. I kind of just gave it up. I don't know. I really don't have a legit reason. But football, I stopped playing my 8th grade year because they tried to move me up to varsity. But it went into basketball season, so after that, I never played.
We need
committed.
you.
Yeah.
What position did they want you to play? Wide receiver, defensive back, quarterback?
No, I was an athlete, so I was on both sides of the ball. I kind of played everything.
Like it. Well, we got some spots for you on the football team if you want to do, just dual sport athlete. Maybe you can double dip with scholarships. I don't know if that's legal yet with NCAA, but it would be nice, man. Anyway, Elijah, we got to let you say it. What's up?
I might think about it my senior year.
Yeah, by the end of it all, Elijah.
Good answer.
Hey, last thing, actually, from me, Elijah, before we let you go, you got a lot of things to do, but appreciate you joining us so we get to know you a little bit better. Is it true that the point guard, he called you up or was on the line with you to talk a little bit about coming to BYU? If so, what was that conversation like?
CP?
Yeah, CP.
Nah, I haven't heard from CP.
I heard some rumblings that there's maybe some conference calls possibly, so I'll try to get it validated.
Okay. Well, yeah, I haven't heard from Paul yet, Chris Paul.
Well, it's a good man to
your
be
coach.
associated
Your coach
with.
has some connections. Maybe he can hook you up.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen. I got a story though. I beat Chris Paul's team. I hit the game winner on.
When was this?
Yeah.
When was this?
He was coaching.
When was this? Tell us the story real quick.
Maybe 2 years ago. AAU, Peach Jam. It was like a tie game, I want to say. My teammate got the steal. He threw it ahead, and I hit the mid-range.
Done. Game over.
CP3 might not want to come to BYU when you're around anymore. I take it back.
Yeah,
I take it back,
remember
Elijah.
that. I'm sure the competitive nature is going to remember that.
He's a good dude. We shook hands after the game. It was all good.
My guy, Elijah Crawford, welcome to BYU. Thanks for letting us get to know you a little bit better. We'll catch up with you again once you get into Provo. We'll see you, I guess, here in the next few days.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, man. Thanks, Elijah Crawford,
Thanks,
ladies and gentlemen. Sean, your thoughts, your commentary, your follow-up.
Great young man, not only a solid hooper, but a solid dude, solid guy. We heard about it from his coach, Coach Smith at Jason Smith at Brewster Academy the other day. If you haven't listened to it, go back on the podcast feed, the ESPN 960 podcast feed. But just a really, just a solid, good dude who probably doesn't come to BYU, quite frankly. It's obviously a really complicated process and everything, but I think it's fair to say that Brandon Dunson was a pivotal role player in getting this Elijah Crawford to BYU, and I for one can't wait to see what he does on the court. Coach Smith told him when he got to Brewster Academy, "Hey, you're going to be running the show." I think Elijah's going to be running the show before we know it. This is a guy who I think can take a lot of stress off of Dallin Hall even this year right away. And I think he's BYU's point guard of the future. I really do.
We'll go to break. Don't go anywhere. Cougar Inside Report on the other side. Sean Walker in the house. Martin Kelly behind the glass. You're listening to Cougar Sports on ESPN.
Red is upstate and we don't do no uptown. Had them singing like a flute. We don't play around with no oops. Or them Aggies up in Ogden. They not rocking how we rocking. Rockin' Navy. Rockin' Royal. Rock your hands. Rockabye babies, rock the stands with the fans. If you with us, raise your hands. Rockabye baby, rockin'.